As I sat there washing my dishes in the sink, I was listening to a song, a rock star one in fact, where he said that he's a wealthy soul because of the memories he had experienced and had remembered of past relationships and things of that nature. As I sat there, a realization came to me that everything that's happening in our lives, everything that's happening in my life, is to propel me to my next season in my life. It is not to keep me stuck and stagnant and trapped. For think about this, everything that's supposed to happen in your life will happen in your life. And everything that you experience and go through on those hurtful moments that maybe someone had wounded you, that maybe someone has hurt you. Now, it really is a way to propel you to be the person you're supposed to become. Because think about it. Everything that you experienced in your life, you didn't see it coming. And it seems to have led to a change. Something, you either go towards a season of stagnancy where you are stuck in your feelings and emotions and vices. And it leads you to that change. Or it propels you to change, to move forward, to improve yourself. Think about everything in your life happens for a reason. Stuff happens to lead to that next step in your life to change. You either go towards a moment once more where you're not doing anything, where you're depressed, because of that action, because of that first variable, it led to a change. So everything in your life that happens for a reason, for a change, because it happens out of nowhere. You don't expect it, but it always leads to a change. It always leads to some new learned knowledge. Always. So everything in your life happens for a specific time and reason to lead to that next step in your life and to change. Because I've been hurting over my ex, over my best friend, who I messed up in that relationship. I was that toxic person, but I didn't realize that until I went to that relationship. I learned something, and it's leading me to change. I've been stagnant, and I have been falling into my own vices and ways, but then listening to these songs today put that in my mind that everything has happened for a change, and I have been changing from that relationship. It didn't just happen for no reason. It was supposed to be for a change, because it happened out of nowhere, and the end result was unknown, and it's leading me to a change. Everything happens for a reason. Those big things in your life, those biggest things in your life are supposed to be the biggest pushes for change. To really shape you and form you into the person you're supposed to become. Because your life doesn't stop, it keeps going forward. But you change throughout your life. And the only reason why you change is because there was reasons why to change. Because something has happened that led you to want to change. So every single thing you experience in life, every pain, every hurt, it's supposed to be that way. Because your life wouldn't be different. Your life is the way it is. You cannot live someone else's life. So every single thing that's happened in your life and that will happen in your life is to bring you change, because every single thing will lead you to change in some way, in the right time. Because you don't change overnight. Patience is what has to be learned. And patience is learned through going through something that will lead you to want to learn how to listen in patience. Because that's what's happened in my life. At the age of 21, I met my first love, or so I thought, in my adulthood. Come to a realization that both of us didn't know what we were doing. Both of us had emotional baggage. And that interfered with this relationship. And one thing that I didn't do is listen. But guess what? Through that experience, I eventually realized, hey, the biggest thing I have to work on in this relationship is how to listen to someone else. Because everyone wants to be heard. And that wouldn't have happened unless I went through that painful experience. Because it was supposed to be a big thing that would lead me to change. That would equip me with the next thing I need in the next season of my life. Because this life is not easy, and we all go through seasons and changes. And the only reason why we change is because we have a reason to change. Because we go through something. So I guess it's not a good idea to not embrace the painful things that are to come or what's going to happen in your future, because it will happen. You don't have control over it. It is what it is. It's going to happen. You're going to learn from it. You're going to change. It's all supposed to be to transform you into the person you're supposed to become. At the end of the day, that's it. You got to realize that. Like that's like, wow. That was mind-blowing. Boom. I was like, wow, because I've been so down about my ex. But I heard those songs where he was singing about how he's a rich soul because of the memories he has of the people he met in the past. Wow, because you experienced that. That makes you a wealthy soul. That's amazing. Like, wow. And it's the memories of that with that person that matter. Not that you lost them, because you're gonna lose people. It's gonna be painful, and you're gonna have to learn how to move forward. I mean, it's all supposed to happen for a reason, and I'm glad that change and I'm glad these painful moments come, because it really does lead to an eye-opening moment in our lives each time eventually, and unfortunately some people don't understand that, and they take the extreme of taking their own life. I've experienced it when I knew someone in school. I would play in the gym all the time as far as sports and everything, and she was gone for a week. On a Friday morning, they gathered us all up in the gym. They told us that she took her life. I started crying because I seen more in her than she seen in herself, because she was depressed and she was stuck in a painful situation in her life, because her life wasn't easy. It was very difficult. And she ended up taking her life. And that led me to tears. She was a good person. She liked horses, She liked horses. She was a good friend. She was a good friend. But it's the memories with her that are left. And that makes me a rich soul, because I got to have memories with another person. That's a rare thing to happen and occur. And that's what I endure, and that's what I incur, and that's what I understand now. Because I got to go through it, and I got to experience it with that person. And I'm grateful. I'm blessed. And that's what makes me a wealthy soul, not a wounded soul, not a downcast soul, not a broken soul, but a transformed one that has learned something new. It's all supposed to lead you to change. Every painful experience in your life, you have to understand that, and you have to realize that. You have to look at your painful moments in your life. Yes, they hurt. Yes, we don't like them. I don't like them. But they are supposed to lead you to your biggest change, to eventually become the person you're supposed to be in life. Because we're all supposed to be somebody, but we have to go through our own process till we become that person. So everything that happens is supposed to happen in your life the way it's supposed to, because you didn't know it was coming. It came out of nowhere, and guess what? Something coming out of nowhere leads you to change direction on this road, right? You're driving a car and you see something in the middle of the road. It causes you to move. It causes you to change your lane. Well, guess what? These painful experiences causes you to change the lane in your life, and you learn something new and you transform. I mean, that's amazing. That's amazing to realize that and know. That's a blessing, in fact. Wow. That's amazing. Because all these things are supposed to happen for you. They're not supposed to happen to you in life. These experiences are supposed to happen in your life when they're supposed to happen. These seasons where we're by ourselves, must be a reason for those seasons, because we sit there for a while after the last season and we think, and then eventually we realize what that season was about, what the point of it was. We realize that, or I realized that my previous season is to learn how to let go and how to move forward and move on, but also realize that those experiences is what I should cherish, not losing that person, because when I cherish loss and pain, it leads me into change, but it leads me into change in a negative way, and it leads me into isolation until I understand and finally get why the heck that happened to me in the past, because it's supposed to lead me to my next season, my next step in life. Sometimes it takes longer than other times, but eventually it leads you to become the person you're supposed to become in life, and that's an amazing thing to understand. So I hope that this helps, because it's pretty powerful stuff right there. I cannot believe it just came into my mind after listening to just 2 songs. Like, isn't that something that I just didn't get it? Everything in my life is supposed to happen to me because I'm supposed to become a certain person in the next, in the next who knows how long, until I finally get to become that person that I'm supposed to become in life. And I didn't understand that this whole entire time until now. And that's why there's isolation and stagnancy periods that has happened in my life, because I've always learned something, because I was given as much time as I needed to finally understand, hey, this happened to you for a reason. You finally understand why that happened to you, because you had to learn this. But now you understand, and now your mind was open, now your eyes were open to that fact, to that truth. So now you're able to move on. Now you're able to use that to move forward in life. And that is the grace of God. And that is amazing. Amen. Thank you. I appreciate you for listening. Be safe. Be safe. Just understand. Hang in there. Because it's supposed to happen for you. It's not supposed to happen to you. You're supposed to become a certain person. And everything that happens has to happen in your life against your own will. Because you're supposed to become that person through all those painful experiences. It's inevitable. You cannot change who you will become at the end of your life. You cannot. Because everything in your life happens the way it's supposed to happen. Because you become by the time you're 50, you already become the person you're supposed to become. There's no stopping that. Time moves on. Time moves forward, but it doesn't wait for you. But things that happen in your life wait for you. They come to you because they're supposed to lead you to that next step in your life and to change. That's the one thing that does happen. There's painful experiences come to us to change us. It's not supposed to wound us and leave us downcast and leave us trapped. Because it's inevitable of who you're going to become. Because you have no control of who you're going to be in the next 50 years as far as who you will become. But there's things you can do in your life, but everything you're supposed to be doing, it's supposed to be how it is so that you become the person you're supposed to become. Because you learn something new, and that leads you to a knowledge and understanding on living that way, and then you are motivated to change something. You're motivated to change. Everything that happens is supposed to be for you to be transformed into the person you're supposed to become at the end of the day. So remember that. Because it's inevitable. Everything happens for you. Because in your life, you're supposed to become somebody. And life helps you along the way to become the person you're supposed to become. Life happens for you. It doesn't happen to you. So, yeah. That's all I wanted to say. This is a long video, but stressing about the same thing over and over again. But wow, this is mind-blowing truth. I can't believe it. I can't believe I finally understood that after just sitting there washing some dishes and being stuck in this season of stagnancy, where I'm finally understanding something new, a new knowledge and understanding that I can post online to YouTube, because it's a mind-blowing discovery. And it's a blessing to have understood that and to be able to share that with someone else, because it's so true. Everything happens for you, not to you, because life itself happens for you. It doesn't happen to you. You don't have a choice, and everything in your life that happens for you. It's supposed to be the way it's supposed to be. So, yeah, anyway, I'm sorry. I'll keep going on. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. I hope this helps somebody. Because you just got to be strong. Be strong. Because if you are going through it, best believe life knows you're going to go past it. Well, that's really God. God knows. And He sends. And he allows things to happen because it happens for you. It doesn't happen to you. It's a different perspective, but it's the truth. But yeah, that's all I want to say. You take care now. Because this is a new discovery for me. And it's mind-blowing. And it's transformative. Now take care though.